Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial will help you understand how computer works and how to use them. We will talk about historical development of computer, generation of computer and classification of computer, how to set up a computer, the difference between hardware and software, and the types of computer you can use. We will also exploit operating system, application, the cloud, and a lot. Whether you are getting started with your first computer or are just looking to learn more about how they work, you'll find all of the information you need in our written lesson and videos. When you are done, you will have a fundamental understanding of how to use a computer. You will also be ready to learn even more about computers with some of our other tutorials. So let's get started. What is computer? A computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. You may already know that you can use a computer to type documents, send email, play games, and browse the web. You can also use it to edit or create spreadsheet, presentation, and even videos. This will take us to the historical development, generation of computer, and classification of computer. Modern computers have origins which span many years and which will be briefly discussed in this lesson. Through several years, we rely on various means of keeping record and doing calculation. Such early means may have ranged from making special marks on trees and stone to counting, which probably was done mainly by using fingers and toes. This brings us to the forerunner of modern computer. Back in the ancient days, what is known as forerunner of modern digital computer is the Oriental counting frame called abacus. That was the most widely used arithmetic device in ancient time. It must be said, however, that although the abacus was a very useful arithmetic device, yet nobody regarded it as a mechanical machine. So this brings us to the mechanical machine. The first known mechanical calculator is said to have been produced in 1642 by Blaise Pascal. Despite attempts to improve on it, no real progress was made until 1801, where Jacquard, a Frenchman, invented a punched card system used to control a weaving machine. In 1833, Charles Babbage invented an analytical engine which could automatically perform calculations using the punch card principle. That was a remarkable improvement on the non-mechanical abacus. The space has been set for the first computer. The electromechanical machine. The punch card came into public awareness in 1890. Hammond Hoyt built punch card equipment, which was used in the United States Census of that year. The census result, which would have taken 7 years if counted manually, was ready within 3 years. The Hoyt machine was not completely mechanical. It was operated by a magnet containing coils of wire. Through current was passed. It was an electromagnetic machine. The Hoyt system was used in a more developed form till the introduction of electronic computers in the early 1950s. The electronic computers. In 1943, the USA Army developed an electrical numerical integrator and calculator, which is the ENIAC, which was used to solve the problem. The ENIAC was the first known electronic computer and better the first generation of modern computers. This will bring us to generation of computers. The first generation. The first generation developed in computer technology has always been dependent on development in electron. A major problem associated with the early first generation electronic computer were reliability and storage of data and information. Vacuum tubes were used for computing and storage. Those tubes had to warm up, form code before becoming operational. The second generation. The development of transistors in the 1940s gave birth to the second generation of computer. This machine used transistors for their internal circuit. Transistors were solid-state devices which were small, very fast, and much more reliable than vacuum tubes. Magnetic cord storage was used as the main memory for storage of data and program being processed at any given time. The third generation. The development of ICs quickly gave rise to medium-scale integrated, which is the MSI, circuit containing hundreds of transistors. Third generation computers were built using MSI circuit. These circuits were also used to replace magnetic cord as main memory. This brings us to the fourth generation of computer. Development in the miniaturization process of integrated circuit made it possible for large-scale integrated, which is the LIS, and very large-scale integrated, which is the VLSI circuit, to be produced and be used for the fourth generation computer. LIS circuit contains tens of thousands of transistors, while VLSI circuit contains hundreds of thousands of transistors. The fifth generation of computer. The fifth generation of computer appears to be the brainchild of the Japanese. They have pursued the idea of having an intelligent computer system, which will be implemented with VLSI chips and expert system. This generation of computers is expected to contain programs that mimic human intelligence. They should be able to learn from experience and make intelligent decisions. Various fifth generation products, such as programs that translate tales from one language to another, and computers that could be directly controlled by speech, have been appearing in the market since the 1990s. This will bring us to the classification of computer. There are several criteria by which a computer may be classified. These criteria may be type, by purpose, or by size, which is by far the most commonly used criteria. We'll be looking at the classification by type. We have the digital computer. So-called digital computer because it's functioned by taking discrete numbers or performing mathematical calculation on them, and is the type used in commercial data processing. This type is the most relevant to our discussion in this lesson. Analog computer. This type of computer measures physical magnitudes such as temperature, pressure, and signals whose amplitude vary with time. Example of analog computer are slide rule and car speedometer. Generally, analog computers are used for scientific and engineering purposes. They are not concerned with commercial data processing. Classification by type. Special purpose, as the name suggested, are computers designed for a particular job only and are used to solve problems of a restricted nature. Examples are computers designed for air traffic control or weapons guidance system. General purpose computer. General purpose computer is designed to solve a wide variety of problems within the limitations imposed by their particular design capabilities. They can be adapted to perform particular tasks or solve problems by means of appropriate program. Classification by size. This is about the most commonly used criteria. There are three main types in this group and the difference in size. Microcomputer. These are computers realized on a small number of silicon chips with a microprocessor as the central processing unit, which is the CPU. They are usually the smallest in size in terms of memory, data, storage, facility, and capacity. Mini computer. These are middle-range computers between the smallest microcomputer and biggest mainframe computer. Mainframe computer. These are large computers having wide range of memory facilities. These computers usually occupy large space area than either the mini or micro. This will bring us to the difference between hardware and software. Before we talk about different types of computer, let's talk about two things all computers have in common, which is the hardware and software. Hardware is any part of your computer that has a physical structure, such as the keyboard or mouse. It also includes all of the computer's internal parts, which you can see in the image. We have the software. Software is any set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do and how to do it. Example of software include web browser, games, and word processor. This brings us to what are the different types of computer. When most people hear the word computer, they think of a personal computer such as a desktop or laptop. However, computers come in many shapes and sizes, and they perform many different functions in our daily life. When you withdraw cash from an ATM, scan browsers at the store, or use a calculator, you are using a type of computer. We have the desktop computer. Many people use this desktop computer at work, home, and school. Desktop computers are designed to be placed on a desk, and they are typically made up of a few different parts, including the computer case, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. The second type of computer you may be familiar with is a laptop computer, commonly called a laptop. Laptops are battery-powered computers that are more portable than desktop, allowing you to use them almost anywhere. We have the tablet computer. Tablet computers are handheld computers that are even more portable than laptops. Instead of a keyboard and mouse, tablets use a touch-sensitive screen for typing and navigation. The iPad is an example of a tablet. We have the server. A server is a computer that serves up information to other computers on a network. For example, whenever you use the internet, you are looking at something that stores on server. Many businesses also use local file server to store and share files. We have other types of computer. Many of today's electronics are basically specialized computers, though we don't always think of them that way. Here are a few common examples. Smartphone. Many cell phones can do a lot of things computers can do, including browsing the internet and playing games. They are often called smartphones. We have the wearables. Wearables technology is a general term for a group of devices, including fitness, tracker, and smartwatches, that are designed to be worn throughout the day. These devices are often called wearables for short. Game console. A game console is a specialized type of computer that is used for playing video games on your TV. We have the TV. Yes, many TVs now include applications or apps that let you access various types of online content. For example, you can stream videos from the internet directly to your TV. This will bring us to PC and Mac. Personal computers come in two main styles, PC and Mac. Both are fully functional, but they have a different look and feel, and many people prefer one or the other. Let's look at the PC. This type of computer begins with the original IBM PC that was introduced in 1981. Other companies began creating similar computers, which were called IBM PC compatible, often shortened to PC. Today, this is the most common type of personal computer, and its typical include the Microsoft Windows operating system. We have the Mac. The Macintosh computer was introduced in 1984, and it was the first widely sold personal computer with a graphic user interface, or GUI, pronounced Josh. All Macs are made by one company, which is Apple, and they almost always use the Mac OS X operating system. This will bring us to the end of this lesson. See you guys in the next lesson.